league and go somewhere else, preferably America or one of the good countries that plays it well. So we seem to draft out a lot, but we don't really see much of anything else other than we have it on telly, but only like for specialist watching. So it's just yeah. That would be like one of our famous cricket commentators, Biting the Dust.
Yeah,
that we used to
eventually.
It sucks that we don't do any baseball over here. We do the shitty variant rounders where everybody stands 3 feet from each other because it's an underhanded throw and you have to run 30 kilometers to go and find the fucking ball because they have everybody huddled up. That's
it's akin to your softball rules rounders. In baseball, they're allowed to hit with 2 hands and they're allowed to throw like pow rifle speeds. And
I'm a pitcher.
They have special rules about how many people you can have around certain areas. So it's like way beyond what it was for our rounders, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, well, well, I don't think that our vast audience of followers. No. Oh no.
That's the ADHD tism gathering stuff.
We're not streaming yet. It's okay.
Oh, you know what? There's errors happening. We got errors. We got internal server errors. So we're not actually going to go live today. We're just going to record it. Am I recording?
Messed everything up. Yes,
you should be recording. I got a notice when we started.
I try to always default it to recording because we've had some problems where it hasn't worked out before. So I just like to have it just in case. I mean, we don't want to let all the people down. I mean, like, it really doesn't.
Absolutely not.
May I blurt something out?
Blurt it.
Sorry I'm late. And also, it's really good to see everybody.
So good to see you guys.
So good. Well, at least with us recording it, everybody gets all of the prelude crap up until we start the game.
I usually cut that out before I put it up, though, honestly.
Oh, that's boring.
I wonder if anybody... No, it's just horrible, boring crap. And there's so much of it where we're just sitting there just being essentially quiet.
Do it, Bob. Cut it.
Hey, are you there, Dom? I just want to check in if you're there before we get started.
Dom.
Shit. Right out. It's all in the edit, Bob. It's all in the edit.
Dominic Ottavio, are you in the Zoom building? Dominic Ottavio, to the game.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Box him like that.
I was making sure before we started that I didn't want you to be like, no. All right, guys, I'm gonna do my absolute fucking best. I'm excited. I feel like shit, but dude, this has like been a hell week. So, and we haven't even talked about my fucking finger. Goddamn stitches I got in this bad boy. Crushed it. It's still fucking healing.
Yep.
Nonsense. Yeah. So, all right. So let's get to it. Now, the group of the 5 of you. Here. Actually, before we start this narrative here, David, I didn't get a chance to do the research that I wanted to on the Displacer Beast as a familiar, but there are, from what I understand, rules in older Dragon magazines that have something akin to like advancing a display, like an unusual familiar over time, and so I'm gonna allow it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's awesome. I don't think it's overpowered, especially you're getting this much later in the game. It's not like you're a 1st level character and I'm giving you Displacer Beast. I mean, you're 7th level. Like, but it is going to take some time for it to grow and become, viable. So maybe we can say for now, just to simplify things until we get all the rules worked up, that you haven't fully bonded it, maybe. So you're not in any sort of pain from being out of the distance of it. Because don't you have to be within like a mile or 5 miles of it or something like that, or like it'll hurt you?
Something funky, yeah. There's basically no upsides, to be honest, but it's just something I wanted to do.
No, it's neat. But I'm just going to say maybe like somebody's caring for it, like in Hommlet for now, if you're okay with that, until we can figure out how we're going to do it exactly. Because I don't really want to like run a baby Displacer Beast into the temple of elemental evil like right now. I just feel like that's just gonna get killed. Like we don't have any plan for it.
Yeah.
You assuming
The only
the
plan was
worst.
that like the little mock-up stat list I made for you, like the young familiar version.
Yeah, that's
like 3 hit dice.
It is pretty good. I mean, if you want to have that thing running by your side, you're welcome to. I'm just I'm just providing fair warning.
Yeah. It is what it is. Maybe
Fuckery
the guy
today.
the guy who gave me the scroll, you know, the wizard guy and the thing, he's got a ring of regeneration, so like he can take care of this thing without dying. So I'll be like, he's like, oh, I used that scroll, I got familiar, and it's just like fucking tiny displacer beast, and he's like, what the fuck have you got yourself into?
I love that. I actually really like that.
He's got a ring of regeneration. He's not going to die.
He does. He has a ring of regeneration.
You're talking about the guy up in Nulb, right?
Yeah, the wizard guy in the
I lost all of my information on him. Do you have, like, I know very bad gaming, but I can't find any information about that guy.
I don't remember. I know he has the ring of regeneration. He's got his little portable like home thing. He's got a familiar that's a cat, I think. He wanted water breathing, anything water breathing for something important. That's about it.
All right. Was his name Alman? And did he have a familiar named Rapscallion?
No idea.
Does that sound right? I feel like that's right. I think we might have just solved this. And I'm so glad we're not live right now, because this will be some horrible content. Yeah. Alman Ahena and Rapscallion, his rat familiar. Boom!
Rat familiar.
All I needed to do was get the fucking flu, and I could find that shit. I've been looking for that for like literally for months, because I've been trying to like not talk about him because I couldn't find anything about him. I didn't want you to go like talk to him and shit. I
go talk to that guy, and you're like, no.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Are you sure?
Well, okay, so he has all right, so we'll say yeah, I mean, like, if you don't want to take him to the temple, maybe you made a stop by Nulb and like you know, kept him with Alman. And you know, I should mention in fact that he has been kind of like upgrade. We'll do a little role play here. All right, so so he's been having you know, he kind of rolled his wagon with all of your help into town and set up on that sort of plot. And you know, he was looking for all the water breathing stuff, all the underwater stuff, looking for those scrolls and everything, and asked for your help on those. But in the meantime, like, he's oddly seems to have become a part of like the fabric of Nulb in a weird way. Like, he's taken, like, you can see, like, he's kind of like upgraded his lot a little bit by planting like some herbs and you know,
himself at home.
And like, you know, pulling weeds and just kind of making it look a little bit better. There's a little sign now, and you know, advertising like curatives for certain ailments. And you know, there's like, so obviously he's kind of running a shop out of there, and of course, once seeing you, you know, stop by Nulb for the first time in some time, since the DM lost all of his information. You know, but if I recall correctly, though, because I didn't have this details, but if I recall correctly, he had red robes and sort of like a mid-tone sort of skin. Seemed to be like a southerner for sure. And yeah, he was questing for anything related to underwater things. And he says, Greyash, what you have found this is an incredible beast. As it like lashes out with one of its like tentacles, and he like dodges back. Ooh, kind of laughs a bit. And of course, the inside of his wagon is remarkably large compared to the outer appearance of it. And it seems as though he's actually added on some additional, like as you're walking around it, some additional multi-dimensional spaces that he like has kind of expanded the laboratory area, and he's got like a little potion brewing area now. He's got like a whole like kind of like an area where he could like attend to customers. I mean, it's not huge. I'm not saying it's like a mansion inside or anything like that, but there's a few like parts that kind of go into spaces that you don't see out on the outside. So it's going into these extra dimensional spaces and things. Now, just where we would keep him, that is the question. Or is it a she? I can't tell. How do you know?
I'm not sure yet either.
Well, I'd be happy
I'm not sure if it...
let me ask you, I haven't seen you for a bit. Have you by chance come upon any of the underwater or breathing scrolls?
You know what? Despite laying waste to most of the water temple, somehow not. I am on the lookout, but for some reason people who spend their time walking on the ground do not feel need to carry such things.
True. But perhaps a deeper search will reveal hidden treasures. I must say, I found something that I unexpected here. That there seems to be I seem to have grown a bit of respect here in Nulb. I think it might have something to do with my cure for a particular ailment that runs rampant through the crotches of the pirates that call Nulb a frequent stop. They seem to be inclined to treat me respectfully, and I keep all of my clients'
amazing
identities secret, and it's been quite lucrative, actually. As you can see, I've been able to expand my space here. If there's anything in particular that you're looking for in terms of potions, I might be able to brew them for you if given enough time. Is there anything that you're looking for, anything that might help you on your quest?
Good question. Wish Roland was here. I'm sure he'd have a lovely idea for potions.
Super heroism.
What's that potion that turns you into smoke that you can go through things?
Can I be there?
Sure.
Like potion of gaseous form?
Yeah, potion of gaseous form. That seems like something that might be useful one day.
You can say that you guys are like maybe just outside, like waiting on your horses or like hanging out, feeding your horses, feeding your animals. You're trying to make it through Nulb quickly to not draw too much attention. But anybody that wants to be there, please feel free. I wasn't intending this sequence, but we're just kind of getting into it, so why not?
Yeah, I'll say like recently we ran into a trap where one of us got caught in a room behind metal bars and were assailed upon. If you could make potions of gaseous form, we could escape such traps and find a way through other locked regions.
I think I can do not only that, but I will look into other options. There are sometimes that is quite a powerful potion, which you're speaking of. In fact, very highly sought after. Perhaps something I could brew. I'll have to take a look at it. But there are other similar things that might be able to offer similar abilities, such as there is a spell which I am familiar with, and I don't know if it's something within your realm, being as a wild mage as you are, but where it turns you become like a wraith, and similarly, it allows escape through small crevices. That is a spell of a lower school of understanding. So it's a bit easier, for example.
Yeah. It's like I think I know of the spell you speak of, but illusion magic is not something I'm able to cast myself. So such a thing would maybe be useful.
I will, of course, I will look into this for you. You have done me such a kindness, and who knows? I mean, you and your group helping me have brought me a good deal of business. I feel compelled to help you as I can. Roland, I noticed. Wait, don't touch that, please, Roland. Don't touch that if you don't mind. And he walks over and he takes like this big sort of golden horn out of Roland's hands and carefully puts it back on the stand where he had pulled it from.
Flick it as it takes off me.
You wanted to see something, right? Yeah. Okay.
There's been occasion where, despite my amazing muscles, aside flexing, there's been need for greater strength, an embodiment of strength. Maybe do you sell a potion of this kind? Also, I'm much curious. I would like to become an animal. I'm thinking I might take some time out as a bear. I also have a bear friend. He has challenged me to a wrestle. I have heard there are such potions that transform you into different animals.
Oh, yes. There, truly, anything you could possibly imagine can be accomplished with a potion. Now, some things are much more difficult than others. As you no doubt experience, there are some potions which you probably find quite commonly in your journeys, I would imagine, things like, potions for healing wounds or perhaps even for turning invisible. These are spells which are well known amongst, my peers and such. So these end up getting made very frequently. But as you mentioned, yes, there are a number of potions which we could look into this. A potion of giant strength, for example. If you wanted to be super strong, that could be something. Or there is even a potion of heroism, which would give you this unbelievable belief and strength in yourself. It make you more robust, stronger, many different things. I can look into all of these, and find things which sort of, and see what I can find. If I fall short in one area, I can always, of course, look into some others.
Well,
Similar.
If I can help with bits and bobs on the collection, because I'm going to get them all, So, looking around at the shop.
Yes. Is there anything weird you've collected that you might be willing to give me to help me?
Give him the finger of a dead priest.
A dead priest?
The Minotaur. I offer him a bit of the Minotaur.
We got a whole lot of body parts.
Some fur of the Minotaur. Yes, here. Let me have some of that fur of the Minotaur.
Or a bit, yeah, because we had the head of the Minotaur, didn't we? Half between us, and we're going to make a cup each.
I got a face
you
of a
get
bandit.
a few pieces of his hair. I mean, you've got some hair.
I've got a displacer paw, which I'm going to have around my neck, I think, at some point. Yeah, well, I often show him. I go.
Oh, wait! Now I see this displacer. Paul, and did you? So there were others, Greyhawk. You and your companions. Did you fight these off? Did you fight?
Yes, there was a large grouping of them actually, and they were all subservient or familiar with a different one. There was like. It could teleport.
Strange.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
There was a really
thing that killed
one.
me.
It just appeared and ravaged the party.
It was. Wait a second. Are you speaking of so there were a displacer beast? Was my first thinking that displacer beasts and blink dogs are known antagonists towards each other. They have this long-standing feud of still undeciphered origins, and what you're describing is more of a thing I would expect from a blink dog rather than a displacer beast?
Appears to be a hybrid. Most unwelcome one. What did we? There was something. Wasn't there any clues in the cave? There's like loads of hides, wasn't there, or something? There's like hides of blink dogs.
There was like cave paintings.
Paintings.
There were cave paintings, and then there were these blink dog hides.
Yeah, blink dog hides. So like the displacer beasts have been hunting blink dogs, but seem to have somehow acquired some of their magical powers.
Horrifying and fascinating at the same time. Well, perhaps, though, he looks over at your new pet, your baby, your little displacer beast. It's like...
the one that could teleport was different in color, wasn't it? And much larger, so... Hopefully this one
my Zoom
doesn't.
crashed again. Did people hear what I said before?
I didn't hear. What did you say? Actually, I didn't hear.
I was saying that we saw cave paintings that
yes.
in the cave that seemed. Well, we had the idea at the time that it might have been some creature or one of these hellish beasts was smart enough to be drawing on the wall. Or maybe they have an owner somewhere.
So now, this beast? Surely, so you've slain it. Do you have any pieces from this beast?
It fled.
His eyes
were not able to slay it.
Formidable creature, still roaming the lands. Evil has.
Yes, I've no idea how we would hunt such a thing.
Displacer beasts were easy enough to kill. I'm sure.
The one that leaves no tracks.
If we found it again.
He waved his hand. He says, my apologies for distracting greatly from your mission here. Let us move forward. I wanted to say though, you fought these displacer beasts. Did you manage to gather one of their cloaks? There is a chance that I might be able to send this back to Verbabank and have, with some additional additional expenses, to potentially make such a thing into a cloak of displacement. Have you heard of such a device? It bestows upon a thing similar to the abilities of a displacer beast, where you appear to be in one place, but where you are actually in another.
Wow.
I was not aware. We originally went there to get hides for the display self spell, which I recently learned. So we acquired all the pelts.
Yeah, we would have.
He says, if you can spare one, I can send it to Verbabank, see if it's of quality, good enough to be enchanted.
I'll go and get it from the wagon.
Expenses would be required. Would you like me to do such a thing? Inquire about it?
Certainly. Sounds very
I would say
useful.
Absolutely, yes.
He gives Rapskellion a little scritch underneath his chin. Good to see friends, isn't it? Oh, I'm such a poor guest, poor host. Would any of you like a drink or anything like that?
Certainly.
Tarkus looks around at the swill that's available in here. Have you not got something of higher quality?
He says, when in Nulb, drink like the Nulbs.
Wine apple pack.
You mispronounced knob.
I'll return with the pelt and put it on the counter.
All right.
What were the other part
that you want to do with this guy, Alman? He's going to do potion research. He's going to send the pelt up to Burbabank and see if it can be. I'm just going to roll some percentages on all this shit, basically, and we'll see what happens. I'll look it up in between sessions.
What were the pots I managed? Rob, what were the pots
we were expected?
I managed to reap from that because everybody grabbed stuff. I just love the pots that were left. What were the actual pots left at the end of the?
That we found in the cave. Did we find Didn't we find potions in the cave?
Oh yeah.
I didn't do any bookkeeping last week because I had no idea where my notepad was. Well, so last week, that was like a decade ago.
So at this point, you probably would have identified all this stuff and everything. I think I already told you this, didn't I?
I forgot to write it down because everybody was sharing stuff.
All right, so you had a helm of comprehending languages and read magic, which is fucking glorious. It's such a great item. So underrated. Potion of flying.
There you go, I'll grab that.
Yeah, potion of invisibility.
Grab mine. I'll just grab all the potions.
A potion of clairaudience.
Grab that.
And then we had the tome.
Ignore it.
The tome of understanding.
Didn't Dom have that for his?
Oh, no, it's the tome of wisdom. What was it? I forget what it was.
Brain shield.
Oh yeah, it was the.
Yeah, it was a tome of wisdom that I'm studying when we got back to town.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait.
That is a fucking mega. That's mega.
That's like the one. It's the one of the. It's so rare to be able to up a stat. In second edition. So rare.
The dog agree.
Yeah, let me just kind of take a quick look at it. Now it does take a while. I mean, you have to kind of have to do it. So, I mean, that being said, I mean, if you wanted to have spent that time, we can still do that. I mean, I'm not forcing you to have gone right to the Temple of Elemental Evil. So, let me take a look at it. It's the what's it called? Tome? Is it the tome? Yeah, it's a tome of understanding. Increases wisdom by 1 point. Okay, so it's exactly like a tome of clear thought. So 48 hours time over 6 days, and then the book disappears after reading.
We need to get Dom camped down, man, with some burgers.
Oh, no, it's more than that. The reader must begin a program of concentration and mental discipline within 1 week of reading the tome. After a month of such exercise, it says intelligence, but this is what was referred to. Wisdom goes up. The knowledge gained from reading the work can never be recorded or articulated. Any further personal use of the tome of knowledge will be no benefit to the character. So, you have to do a month of exercise. You have to spend 48 hours over 6 days, and then follow that immediately up with 1 month of mental.
Didn't we just have a month?
Huh?
Didn't we just have a month?
No, that was before we went to the cave.
Yeah, that was before you went to the cave. So if you want to,
I gotta wait for the next downtime.
You gonna wait for the next downtime then?
Yeah, because until we have, we're gonna be at like a month spot, which I don't think we're at right now. So,
I mean, you could no. I'm saying we could. This what we're doing right now is not fixed in time. We just because I just had you start and go into the temple, but the time you could have done something else after you killed the Displacer beasts. I'm saying you could have had a month if you wanted. It's your choice to do that if you want. But just keep in mind that the temple is not just sleeping.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think if I remember right, refresh my memory because it's been so long since we played. We were right in the middle of a floor, and we left and came back out.
Yeah.
So we're right in the middle of a floor. So as much as I want to read the book, I want to finish the floor, at least, because if we don't defeat the floor, like the evil at the floor, then it's just going to refill itself with more evil, basically.
Should we role play this bit?
Yeah. I think
that sounded like a plan, says Roland.
I would rather continue on. As much as this book fascinates me, the book may have to wait.
I get the feeling there's parts of all the levels that need to be still purged. Not so much the first, but the second definitely. And the third, very much hardly scratched, I say. I'm all around at the players as I pour out a drink. Well, I presume, can we be in my house if you want to? Are we back at Nolb still? No. Or was that a flashback?
This was kind of technically happening before you went to Nolb. Because
like planning.
This is the plan. This is when you're deciding when you're going to leave. So it would be like after the Displacer Beast, you get the home and you're like, maybe you have like a night of rest and you're like, are we going to stay and do this? Or you figure it out, you know what's going to take it. Like, are we going to stay and do this or are we going to not? And that's when you're having the conversation. Then you'll go either stay or you'll go directly to Nulb, and then all of what we've been playing so far will have happened.
So either we're going to Nulb and crush it, or we're going to the temple and crush it. That's my plan. I haven't got much wisdom. I'll then sit back and drink.
Roland's ready to crush something.
What say you then? We'll look around the rest. Temple or Nulb first. Because we've got like a little hideout in Nulb, ain't we? I think.
I'm just here for the gold, sir. I'm just here for the gold.
I'm ready to return to the temple.
As am I. Nulb can wait. I will burn it to the ground.
Nulb?
Yes. I've not seen it's a place of villainy and the pirates. They need to be removed. The gypsies, they seem okay. And some of the townsfolk are not too bad. But I was like grimace at the bar. I don't like Nulb. Yeah.
Nulb's a shithole. Hey, somebody's missing.
What was that?
Luke's gone.
I see that.
I wonder why other people didn't answer.
Well, he said that it crashed. That his Zoom had crashed, and he was having problems with it. And he blinked out again.
Yeah, he's been going back and forth. He's been coming in and leaving. He said he was having problems.
Shame.
He probably had an update he had to do.
I had to update when I opened Zoom.
Well, so Windows has pushed a new update. I haven't done it yet because I was reading that this new security update screws a bunch of stuff up, and Microsoft himself was like, "Hey, don't do it." But I guess a lot of people didn't see that, or they have it set on automatic. So,
Bob, sorry to Bert. May I ask for a display of map level 2 dungeon? What we know of it while we wait, so I can plot.
Of course.
And then I'm off.
Great plan. Let's see.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a beautiful map. Like, I can see the whole thing. It's just a beautiful map. Luke back yet? Nope.
God damn, rooms are begging now on level 2.
All right. So anything else regarding Alman? And so you're going to continue on. So this is all taking place, and within a 4 or 5 days after the Displacer Beast fight, and you have some drinks with Alman, and just kind of like quickly before but you got to get down to the temple. It's only a few hours. It's not like too long of a journey, but a moment of genuine companionship and friendship with Alman certainly rouses your spirits and sets you strong for your journey into the reaches of the Temple of Elemental Evil once more. Now let's check on Luke on here on Discord. Is anybody seeing what he's saying? Because I kind of want to move on. I want to keep going.
I was looking for him on Discord just on my PC. I cannot see him. I can see him on Discord, but he's not talking or anything.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything.
I say, drive. Put your weight on.
We've got him back.
Here comes Tarkus. Here comes Tarkus.
Can you hear us?
A berserker.
Yes, you were all very loud. Sorry, I had to turn you down. Hey, folks. Okay. Sorry about that. My computer is wigging out, but hopefully that's fixed it.
So sorry. That sucks, man. All right, so as you move towards the Temple of Elemental Evil once more, 5 weeks gone. It did feel nice to have warm food and soft beds back in Hommlet, to be surrounded by people that you might have started to begin to build friendships with. And, Roland even has a home in Hommlet. And as you begin to approach the Temple of Elemental Evil once more, you start to notice that there's some changes that have taken place in the landscape around the temple and its walls. What before was all sort of dried out and like almost it was becoming a desert landscape, those once fallen and hollow logs and skeletal tree remains, and even the small brushes that brush like bushes that sort of perpetuate the area, have been sort of overwhelmed with moisture. As you're moving in, like there's a wetness to the entire area. Everything feels really damp. It's hazy, and it's not like a foggy haze. It's like a greenish, sickly haze. It smells bad, like rotten eggs. And it doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel nauseous. Well, maybe not Tarka. I mean, maybe not Tuctrin. But the rest of you, Tuctrin's like super dwarf, mega constitution. But the rest of you, it's definitely like a disquieting feel. And as you're getting closer and closer to the Temple of Elemental Evil, the outer walls, you can see that like at the trees that are closer to the temple, the ones that still remain, seem to be covered almost in like fungus-like spores and things like that. And they're even kind of like bursting as you're walking near them, and you're seeing them shoot fine particles into the air. And you're doing your best to kind of avoid all of those things. And as you are, you can't help but bring to mind a poem of sorts that you had found previously, a clue to your quest at the Temple of Elemental Evil, which I will read one more time so that way everybody is refreshed on this. The two united in the past, a place to build and spells to cast. Their power grew and took the land, and people round as they had planned. A key without a lock they made, of golden gems and overlaid with spells, a tool for men to wield, to force the powers of good to yield. But armies came, their weapons bared, while evil was yet unprepared. The heart was followed by the crowns, and moon and people of the towns. The two were split, one got away, but she, when came the judgment day, did break the key and sent the rocks to boxes 4 with magic locks. In doing so, she fell behind. As he escaped, she was confined. Among her own, her very lair became her prison and despair. A stretch of a rhyme. The place was ruined, torn apart, and left with chains around the heart of evil power, but the key was never found in the debris. He knows not where she dwells today. She set the minions path the way to lift her temple high again with tools of flesh, with mortal men. Many now have gone to die in water, flame, in earth or sky. They did not bear the key of old that must be found, the orb of gold. Beware, my friend, for you shall fall unless you have the wherewithal to find and search the boxes 4 and then escape forevermore. But with the key you might succeed in throwing down her power and greed. Destroy the key when you are done, and then rejoice, the battle won. That might have sounded even cooler because I had like a very gravelly voice.
We found no boxes.
I got the blue on purpose. I knew I was going to read it.
Sorry, 4 boxes, 1 key. What is the key?
What is
I believe
the key?
the key is the skull. It's
like-
the skull that you hold. It's golden, is it not, Roland?
The skull that you hold, it is made of gold.
But it is incomplete. It has 4
It
sockets.
is incomplete. Yes. Did we not find one of the stones for this skull?
As we're in this really moody area, Bob, with a nasty
No.
evil, I think I get tempted to pull the skull out. Like a bit like Frodo. So I go and show everybody the skull and see if there is 4 holes again.
Yeah, you can see it's missing its lower jaw, but it's the upper skull. It's about it said it's about 3 inches in diameter, so it's not a huge thing. I mean, it's not a big thing, but you can kind of fit in your hand pretty nicely, and you can see that there's these 4 depressions at each of the cardinal points, on the top of the head that looks like they would fit a gem perfectly.
I assume they're behind those large locked doors that I cannot approach.
Probably.
But
makes sense.
Oh, yes.
That might
we
make
never
sense.
never tried particularly hard to open them due to how ominous they are in presence.
Have we been able to take a scrying of them, or like a rubbing, or somebody able to write these runes down yet?
Yeah, we have, yes. And we found out like that there was like a poem about them or something, or we got some information about them.
If I recall correctly, too, I think Toctrin was able to get a really good look at them at one point, like after you guys had fought the Earth Elementals, or right around when you guys fought the Earth Elementals, was one door. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, I was able to approach the door. I made my checks, and the door didn't affect me, and I was able to look at it. Yeah,
and I think,
but then we caved in the room.
I passed my check as well on one of the doors.
What we really need is to take that to a library and investigate what the runes actually mean. We know that they're runes, they're warding runes.
I think we took it to the
warding runes, so we can break the ward.
Tarkus.
Yes.
Priestly studies. It says as the poem we read out then, it said, destroy the key. How would we destroy the orb? How would we destroy the orb?
After it's complete. But why did you destroy it after it's complete?
I scratch my head. What? By fixing something we break it?
No, you break it, you bought it.
You never buy
anything.
Maybe we
need to use it before we break it? Like, I don't...
I'll have my dagger back, thank you.
The poem says the only way to beat the evil queen would be to use the skull or the orb, and then after using it to defeat her, it must be destroyed.
Yeah.
Has anybody noticed anything strange about Roland since he's been wielding that thing?
I mean, that's a loaded question.
I can't hear you. I put the skull away now, actually. Yeah.
Everybody make a perception check except for Roland, obviously.
Made it.
I got a 6.
Natural 20.
Got a 5. Made it by a lot.
Well, Greyhawk.
Natural 20's a fail,
yeah? Looks like fucking Roland.
What are you talking about?
The rest of you do notice that Roland does seem to have a darker edge, but the fact is that also all of you have been fucking murder hoboing your way through the temple for a while. Like, there's been
you keep saying this as if there was an alternative.
I know.
I don't see a
as if
single
everything
difference
wasn't
in myself.
evil.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm exactly the same as I've always been.
Hang on, let the gem answer there a sec.
What?
The gem answer?
Was that it?
He just has a darker edge to him, but he's also like you look at him and you're like, man, there's something. Roland looked like there's something about Roland. Like, yeah, Roland does look pretty fucking like.
Can I roll a wisdom check? Because I've known Roland for years.
I would say that for you, actually, you don't even need to roll a wisdom check. Tarkus like said would definitely notice that, like, since he used that skull, there is something about him that's like
different.
different. Yeah.
I've
It's
felt
not. It's like he's just like he's a little bit more of an asshole. You know, he's just like I don't know, like you know, he kicked over your stew like one night when you're traveling and he didn't say sorry. You know what I mean?
He's
It's
got
nothing
no
really,
slave
but it's like,
army.
you know.
But when he last used it, I noticed. Well, I feel I noticed that he seemed to be drawn in by the power of the orb. He couldn't take his eyes off of it. It's like he was starting to enjoy it, and that made me uncomfortable because, you know, good versus evil.
I was wondering if it made me look different. Like whether it not me.
Dark sunken eyes.
Yeah, well, when I'm using it, just light play against him differently, because it's like a fucking mini relic, isn't it? The sooner I can get rid of it, the better. To be honest.
That's if you don't fight us all off, so that you can keep it.
If I should fall or die,
We don't want to use it. Put it back in the box.
Who will? Well, we can, but then we can't use it, and it can be easily taken. They would have to take my head now to take the orb. Say.
All I would say, Roland, is use it as little as possible. I know you have your minions, and it's all fun, but I feel that there's a very dark aura coming from that orb, and it encompasses you, and the more you use it, the more it's going to affect you. I do not want to have to slay you, my brother.
I ponder upon it.
It's just warm, that's all.
That's actually a good point. I had kind of forgotten about the minions. What of your minions, Roland? What of Roland's minions? Are they coming with you, or are they staying back in town? What's the plan?
Well, the farmer and the druid and the bear guard them, don't they? And they get locked up every night. They're like prisoners of war, but decent. It's not like Vietnam. It's like decent prisoner of war. And I've promised to let them go after a couple of years' work, after they've paid off the debt.
Roman slavery.
More like thrall.
Yeah, they're not actually, they are what you would call model citizens, because their society is such that you are their ruler now. That's just the way it is. You won. You know?
Yeah.
That's the way it is. They don't even, they're even fighting it.
No, I don't take them, but I give you plenty of chance away from Hommlet. While we're away from Hommlet, to fuck about with them, innit? You can have some great stories with them. Bugbear misadventure. So now, yeah, eventually I might recruit them into when I become a lord, like 9th.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I hope we get the name level and stuff. That'd be cool. All right. So are we settled? Are we ready to continue?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you see the temple. Here, let's get back to that map. You see the temple grounds ahead. And again, it seems like overrun with rot and decay. There's like fungus and growths kind of everywhere as you're moving up. And the whole grounds are like kind of enclosed in a gloomy green haze. A funky smelling, gloomy green haze.
Great description.
Looking around, I just speak up and go, has anybody else noticed that every time we come here, it's a little bit different?
I think it's nice that they're changing it up for us.
It was a desolate wasteland, and then it was a hot and arid wasteland, and now it's this disgusting growth and mess.
Yes, it's like the sickness or the evil within the temple comes out.
I think it makes sense to me. As we're clearing out each floor, the floor underneath it becomes the prominent floor.
That is a wise statement.
I agree with that.
So I understand as a player, but Roland doesn't. He goes.
This is why the group is named after me.
Pete, you get 100. JB gets 100 XP. That was real thoughtful.
Thank you.
That was a good figure outing.
This is why the group is named after me.
JB's Valley Bandits. You better be careful. That could become a real thing if you guys aren't careful.
That's why we keep him around, isn't it? That was good thinking, that was. Sad. But still, Ron doesn't understand. But I do, so yeah, it was, mate. It was good thinking.
I gaze upon JB for a moment and wonder where he's been hiding these smarticles, because he's been an ass up till now, but he seems to be intelligent somewhere.
I kick over a couple of large toadstools, which turn out to be tougher than I expect.
Yeah, so my guess would be there's a water level next, because everything is overflowing into swampiness, which is the evil version of water. So learn to swim.
I can swim.
Yes, we did kill a water guardian or somebody from the water levels, did we not? They had the emblem, but we didn't go down that far.
No, we didn't.
So the next, you're probably right. The next area is water. We could have to swim.
I assume they would have recruited new people by now, but probably not as powerful as the ones we defeated. I assume they had the best originally, and now they might have replaced them with the second best.
I mean, if the best couldn't kill us, the second best certainly isn't going to kill us.
Or maybe it was a lieutenant we killed. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, as you approach, from what direction would you like to approach the temple? The natural road is from, traveling. You are traveling east, and that would go in through that eastern opening, which is what you've come many times before. But you're also welcome to come south, and then you also know, of course, that there's a entry path up in the northeastern sort of corner of the grounds near the now destroyed tower. And then there's also like plenty of areas where you could like literally climb over the wall, just because it's kind of like broken and stuff like that. But nevertheless, how would you like to approach?
I feel front door is the best, guys.
Yeah. Through that hole there, a point in the western wall. Or eastern wall. Eastern wall.
Which one?
Somewhere.
I kind of like the idea of just striding in the front door. Yeah, we can go through the wall.
I mean, we've cleared out so many now. It's ours. A couple more levels, this temple will be ours, and we will destroy the thing. So why not just walk through the front door?
Well, it's prime real estate. Do we really want to destroy it?
Fellows.
You don't get a say in these matters.
There was a chamber ahead.
This is why I don't speak up.
It's like literally 2 minutes ago. JB, you're so smart. Then now, fuck you, JB. Oh,
can't agree with him when he's speaking.
The normal party dynamics.
What are you trying to say, Roland? People keep cutting you off.
What? Sorry, I switched off. Oh yes, there was something on the main chamber. In the upper vestibule, I saw a glimpse of something that looked like I can't. We barely saw it. Didn't we see a throne, briefly? Mm-hmm. We didn't really look at
dais at the top. Yeah, we have.
No, you guys actually kind of walked near it because you found like a secret room up in the north, like in the northeastern corner of the temple and stuff. But you just like completely ignored.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever walked anywhere near it.
We were all a bit nervous about the dais, I believe. So
yes,
I think now's a good time to have a look.
I chunk across through the field.
So are you walking? I'm sorry, just ping where you're coming in from.
Well, I'll come in about there on that path, and then I'll follow the path down there.
Where I'm not seeing any ping.
Oh, you're not seeing the ping?
Oh, over there?
Well, that's where I'll come in. Yeah.
Over there? Okay.
And then do that, yeah, exactly. No, back to the 40. and then go in through that vestibule window there. Could we have an entrance?
Do you want to try and climb through a window? No, let's go. Let's take a door.
This is where you've entered every other time.
Yeah, that is where we've entered every time.
So enter on the west and then go down and then just loop to that bit there at the bottom.
So you want to come around and loop around at the bottom. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Have a little scouty.
Yeah. So, you're traversing around the temple. And are you are you just walking straight up like we're badasses? We don't give one fuck.
I pretty much do. I load my heavy crossbow and just go.
Yeah, I'll just stroll on in, sword drawn, because I'm not expecting a great deal of... we've been away for a month. There's likely something here, but I don't expect it to be fucking life-ending.
Exactly.
Is that
trolls walk out
general sentiment? Was that the sentiment? Yeah. Okay. All right. So everybody make a perception check with a -4 penalty.
-4?
Mm-hmm.
Fail 21.
I rolled a 7. I think that's
20.
fine.
Fucking critical failure.
So Tarkus and Roland don't see shit.
Yeah, I failed.
Huck doesn't see anything. So it's just Greyhawk and JB. Well, Roland, Tarkus, and Tuctrin are acting like they're the fucking grandiose champions of the Temple of Elemental Worldwide Wrestling Federation. And Roland literally has a gigantic fucking WWF super champion belt on as he's just striding right in. And he's not paying one fuck of attention. As JB and Greyash both notice as you're kind of coming around the bottom edge there towards that door. They're we're kind of walking around in this big area right here. There's a big, for those who can't see the map, there's a big on the path in the courtyard of the Temple of Elemental Evil, there's a sort of larger widening of the path where in previous times there's been caravans and things like that have been dropped off there. And in fact, at this moment there is a wagon kind of sitting in that area. You don't see any horses, but you see this wagon. There's also a horrible stench as you come around the corner. There's just this fucking horrible stench. And it is coming from the dozen ogres that are all gathered in that area by that wagon, kind of spread out.
Are you saying dozen is a literal?
A literal dozen. A literal dozen ogres. Actually, technically 13.
Fuck.
A baker's dozen ogres.
A baker's dozen ogres. And so you see these green skinned, massive 9-10 feet guys, these monstrous ogres, and you've fought ogres before, these beefy. But there's something happening right now that is hard to understand when you walk around the corner. There is one of the ogres has a piece of parchment in his hands, okay? And it's a pretty big piece of parchment on it. A pretty big piece of parchment. And that's a drawing of some sort on it. Can't really see the drawing, but he's looking at the drawing. And then there's this pile of bodies. There's a couple of ogres right around these bodies, and they look like they're humans or whatever, maybe humanoid, the humans, half elves, stuff like that. Medium-sized humanoid dead bodies, pile of bodies. And this one guy's holding up this parchment, it's unrolled, and these other ogres are over there, they're sorting through bodies. He's saying something.
They're trying to find someone.
Yeah, who's the ogre speak giant, I believe?
I think I do.
I do not.
I think
I don't know.
Ogre a language, or is it? Do they have their own language, or is it they speak
languages?
They have dialect language, but they also tend to speak Orc.
I speak Orcish.
I speak Orc.
I speak Orc.
Doop-a-doo.
And goblin. I speak
Mhm.
troll.
Oh, they speak. Okay. Let's see. They speak Orcish?
I think they do. But if they're commonly aligned.
Okay, so they
They
speak
do have-
Orcish. Does anybody speak Orcish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party.
All right, so the
That's
one
right.
ogre says, "Fine face with cut like this," and he's going like this, and he's holding up the drawing. And Crash, JB, you're looking, and you kind of see what he's holding up. The parchment has this like face on it.
We
And
fight anyone with a
It
slashed up
doesn't
face?
look like Roland on the parchment. Kinda. It's very bad, but it kind of looks like Roland. And Roland's got this like one scar, and like the scar is on there. Like you can see that he's like motioning to the scar, and like he's holding this thing up, and he says like this. And one of the ogres reaches down into the pile of bodies and just rips off a head. And he's holding this head of this like human who's like, you know, like this long dead human, and he says, "This one good." And then the other ogre kind of walks up and like slaps him across the face. "No scar here." And vomiting in the pile. So
and JB
Roland,
thought
I
he
think
was
it's a
the
bounty on
infamous
your
one in
head.
the party.
there's a kind of a group of like maybe half a dozen of them that are, including like who's obviously the leader. He's got the parchment. Like kind of all, there's like maybe like 3 on these bodies, but you know, there's 3 of these ogres are pulling through these bodies. And then there's the leader who's standing there. And then there's another 2 ogres that are like kneeling over another body that's been pulled apart from the others. And all you can really see from that at this distance is just like there's just blood and guts like all over the place, like right in that area. It's crazy. Like it looks insane. Like it looks totally insane. They don't see you though. They're not and there's another half that the other half dozen is more like milling about on the edges. But they're obviously all really focused in on what's going on there. Rayash, JB, what would the 2 of you like to do?
Get the group's attention. Maybe
I see the
don't
Roland,
walk
like,
up there
there seems to be a bounty on your head.
Yeah.
So you just like stop Roland?
Yeah.
I just like when I'm looking at these, it's like put my hand out, it's like nod my head to the group. I'm looking at the thing. I say to Roland, like, there seems to be a bounty in your head. They're searching the corpses for you.
What? Sorry, I was looking over in the trees. What are you talking about?
Okay, yeah. Suddenly you're brought to attention by Greyhawk and JB, all of you, Tuctrin, Tarkus, you know, Roland, all 3 of you, like, you know, like, remarkably cool-headed, but Grey Ash is like, "Hey guys," basically. And yeah, you see this scene playing out in front of you.
As described previous. Okay. I go, "That's a fucking awful picture of me."
Aren't all pictures awful? Of you, at least. What do we want to do about this?
I crouch down, Bob, and stop moving. Roland crouches.
Okay,
That my declaration is crouch and aim.
So,
Well,
Pete, JB notices something, like, as he's kind of observing the scene. Like, you also notice that, like, kind of on the other side, there is a pile of birds. Lots of fucking dead birds. Like, shitload of dead birds. And they're kind of like, I don't know, like, it's hard to identify a bird in there because there's so many ripped apart pieces in this sort of like pile. But you notice like one of the ogres that's like kind of like was kneeling over the body on the ground grabs, like, goes into the stack of birds, the sort of pile of birds, and starts like pulling feathers, ripping feathers off. And the guy with the drawing the ogre with the drawing says, "Black feathers only, like ravens."
What?
They're like moving through all the birds and like holding them up and casting aside ones that aren't black. And
I'm trying to make you an offering.
Interesting. It's possible. Is this how they
Offering
summon
of
Roland?
ravens.
Is this how they summon Roland Ravensblood?
I just look very confused.
They may be preparing to curse him with a shaman.
True.
I see one of two things in front of me.
I mean, good thing it's just a
Either-
dumb nickname and not something that actually happens.
Either they're trying to fake a Roland so that they can claim the
Mm.
bounty.
Oh, there you go. A murdered murder.
In fact,
Now,
that's
look,
the only thing
I
can think
I
of,
heard-
really.
just real quick, Chris said Roland crouched down and stuff. Nobody else is hiding right now. I have you guys standing out there. They could see you at any moment.
I'm going to become
just
invisible.
so you know.
I'm still contemplating charging in. Or maybe
so
asking
just love it how
what
you're
the
having this
fuck is
conversation,
going
like,
on.
You're like I
Is
don't
there,
know.
is there anything to hide behind that?
Yeah, I'm not. I
Just
create.
literally, you could just kind of curve around the
Yeah.
edge of the building. I mean, like,
Yeah.
We should
Where
just
are
enter
we?
the building and continue with what we're doing
Where are we currently?
and ignore them.
you guys are like, I mean,
Well, I just go for cover.
adjacent to the center
Yeah,
front of the temple.
Oh,
I
okay.
look around at
Oh, no.
Roland, ducking and hiding like, a Roland, and I shimmy over towards him as quietly as I can in my plate mail.
Well, I
This-
presume we're just at long range or something. Like so, I don't know how far that is away. But
I mean,
I
it's
go.
pretty far, even like because these are
Exactly.
tiny. I'm actually gonna see. Let's get the ruler out here.
I was going to charge in, but I thought.
I say to
we don't know
Tucktron,
what
is like,
grey ash is.
do you-
Let me finish talking, you mage. Shut up a second. Yes. Are you going to fireball them, or shall we charge in? Sorry. This roll is getting the worst of me these days.
I don't
Grey
have
Ash.
fireball.
Fever.
I was wondering if Tucktron would want to, if Tucktron wants to rock blast them, I could try and assist. If you have that available.
I have a scroll here. I can flame
I
strike.
can, but there has to be
What's
enough
that?
loose rocks around them for the magic to work.
I look disappointed.
They're
Is
in the
ground-
middle of
Is
a.
the ground rocky around here? I don't.
It doesn't really look so
there-
much.
This isn't a particularly
about-
rocky area.
What-
I mean,
Grey
there's
ash.
Hmm.
lots of rocks nearby, but that area is more. I mean, there's not. It's not rock free, but it's also not.
Mm,
I
Yeah,
don't
probably
really
not. Probably not
qualify
a
as full rock
yeah.
flat level.
Yeah,
rock.
probably not enough for that.
Grey ash. Well, we are
Yes.
free of them, and we are at good range. Could it not be amusing if you used that strange wand that you have that does just random things? It wouldn't say random, odd things.
As much as I
Random
hate these
things.
creatures, we'd be best to avoid them.
Nah,
I disagree with that.
play with them.
Tucktron. We've had a pretty good run of getting into this thing and getting out by the skin of our asses. Do we really want to run into 13 ogres on the way out when we're all beat up?
Where's that voice coming from? Oh.
Potentially, they would not be here, or potentially we could avoid them then as well.
Everybody
Sure.
make a perception check.
Shit. We dallied and fucked about too much.
Oh, I failed miserably.
16.
I
Is
rolled
there-
a 1.
Is it
Violet.
straight or is there a penalty?
It's straight.
Okay, then I made it.
I rolled a 1 so
I also rolled
I
a
can
1.
see
You see
the-
everything.
I
Yeah,
can see the
one's good.
guy's iris from this distance.
Tarkus and Grash. I mean, JB too, but really Tarkus and Grash both rolling ones is absurd. So the two of you, like the two of Tarkus and Grash, like you're having this conversation. You're all trying to figure out what to do, and like like you can see the ogres just like talking and stuff, and like some on the perimeter, like they're one just sort of like just it's not really looking for anybody. He's not looking around. He's not even being observant. He just happens to turn in the direction where you are standing out in the fucking open in the midday light. I mean, I know it's green and hazy, but they look over. He just looks right. He just turns around. And he's like, kind of like, "Argh!" And he like kind of shakes his companion. So I'm gonna give you one. I mean, this is your ambush round now. Okay, so this is You have an ambush round. Everybody gets one action before they're alerted. So what to do? We'll go. Everybody gets a free action to start, and we're gonna go Grash and Grash, Tarkus go first. JB next, and then Tuckdrin and Roland.
Drag Roland out into the open and see if they're afraid of him or want to kill him.
Cast a wheel. Cast.
Practically, I ain't going to charge you because they're going to come at us in there. And that's going to leave the players available to go.
Well, I've got a whole bunch of spells that I can throw down right now.
Exactly. Last time I've moved too quick and you've gone buff, and then I've already charged you. So
shit. I can immediately drop the if we all stay together, we all fight together.
Fuck, that was a good spell. It's a bit early in, isn't it?
It is a bit early, and we could have all sorts of messy stuff downstairs. But there's a fucking dozen of them.
There will be messy stuff downstairs. I think we can guarantee that.
Yeah. Okay. We all spend a week in contemplation.
Of course.
Oh wait, I've got withdrawal. I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. You could withdraw and go multiple spells and buffs.
Well,
that surprised us, that as Bob. We didn't expect that, you know.
Kiwi. See.
He's counting down.
Well, listen, I'm firing 2 hours at the guy with the parchment just to give myself a target.
Go on, I'll join you. I'll shoot my crossbow.
Let's all charge. I'm charging.
I've just declared shoes. You've been at me.
I mean, I'm going third, so I just hope you all figure it out.
I guess I'll firing cube them.
And what about Tucker?
I pull out my axes. I just kind of look over at JB and I just say, I guess the decision's made, and I just fucking charge at him.
All right, so Tarkus, Tuckdrin, Roland. No, Tarkus and Tuckdrin are charging. Roland is firing his crossbow. JB's firing his bow, and Grash is casting Fiery Cube. You guys can decide what order that goes off in. So go ahead and just describe. I mean, you guys are fighting.
Doesn't magic always go first?
Yes, that's true in initiative, but you're in an ambush round, and I think you're kind of like an elite fighting force at this point. Like, so you would. You're like, oh, we gotta go! Like, go shoot your thing. You know what I mean? Like, you would all work together.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I assume everyone charges after the magic.
Yeah, we do not.
Yeah, let the magic do its thing first, so nobody gets blown up directly, as opposed to indirectly.
Hold.
Yeah, so like, we'll see him looking at me, and I'm just there like doing complex mathematics in my head for like a moment, and then launch a fiery ball over there.
First. Me and Roland count 3 Mississippi and fire.
All right, go ahead, Greg. Do your thing.
Hopefully everything's cleared before
the other two get there. To do my thing. Let's see.
That's ultimately. I'm just like, just don't get what's happening. So I'm just looking where JB shoots, and then just go, oh.
We could have simultaneous missiles, so all the missiles
I don't mind when I go.
Spells go off at once.
It doesn't matter. Just like Bob said.
8.
Yeah. Well, like you said, we were all smart enough to do that.
Yeah.
And Rob, should I take both shots now, or should I wait till the end of the round for my second?
We can have.
Ambush round, I have no idea.
Well, I mean, it might be to your advantage to wait to the end of the round.
That's true.
Like, let Roland, Tucker, and Tarkus. Well, then you might be. Yeah, you have to wait to the end. Wait till the end of the round. Wait, that's the move. We'll just play it that way.
Okay.
All right. So
there is an explosion of 18
of course
fire
there
damage.
is.
Sorry, 18 fire damage.
18 fire damage. Save for half if they can save.
Great. So that could get see here. The leader. How big is it?
10-foot cube.
A 10-foot cube. It's not very big. So you're just shooting mostly the leader, huh? You could probably get him and his 2 dudes, the guys that are working on the body.
Don't burn the fucking paper. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's your spell. Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Aim for the leader, yeah.
Okay, and you said how much damage? 17?
18, I thought.
18.
18?
Yeah, 18.
Got a fire strike. I could have dropped right in the middle of that and just double spelled him with fire. I'm waiting for trolls though, so I can drop it on them.
Exactly, bro. It's all about.
It does 68.
Every
fire
combat I
strike
end up
does.
wishing I did have Fireball. I keep not picking Fireball because it's too obvious.
What did that look like then? When that effect went off? Great.
It's like imagine a Fireball, but it's like constrained to a cube. So like it looks like it's going to expand, but then it just like stops at the exact cube of 10 foot.
An invisible box it's caught within.
I mean, Fireball is the answer to everything, isn't it?
This is gonna. I don't want to derail this, but this is such an awesome detail that I just need to say. So Frank Mentzer, who made like the Mentzer era D&D, he was one of like Gary Gygax's sort of disciples. He has some viewpoints maybe I don't fall totally in line with, but I friended him on Facebook. We've been friends on Facebook, so I've been following him, and he was talking about how people have come to interpret spells in a very rigid way that they didn't used to do when the original games were played, and he brought something that blew my fucking mind. Light spell is an illusion with a range, and he said that back in the day, the light would only be visible to someone in that range. If you were outside of the range, the light wouldn't exist, and it would still be darker because it's an illusion,
cool.
not actual light.
Nice.
I just didn't, but we always assume, you know what I mean? Like then he's been putting up all these different interpretations of the spell rules. It's just neat. Anyway, off topic. All right, so this fire cube explodes.
Different generations are different.
Right. Hits 3 of the ogres, one of which, of course, is huge. And Chris, why don't you go roll a d20 for that piece of paper, see if it explodes into flame. Probably gonna.
And I roll
He wants
12.
to see what the price is on his head.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, that's
12.
fine. It's parchment and fire. It's dead. It's gone.
Oh well, that's the fun of the party.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
All right, so it explodes and it it rips into these 3 ogres. The covering them with scorch marks. One of them seems to have really taken it badly. And he's kind of like staggering, like smoking wreck, as he's sort of staggering amongst the gathered ogres. And now, of course, you've drawn their attention as JD fires arrows, and Roland too. Go do your distance shots.
20.
Nice. What are you shooting?
Nice.
I was shooting near the head of the ogre holding the parchment.
Oh, the leader. Okay.
He's the only one that I could differentiate as being different because they all look the same to me.
Well, that's
Racist, bro.
racist.
I mean, I'm evil, so what do you expect?
I was following JB's shot, so whoever he
Oh,
shoots-
and that was an 8, so that's 16 damage.
Wow. Okay.
I did literally the best I could with that
That's
shot.
awesome. Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna miss the next one.
it's like you have one of those like telescopic moments, like where it's just like it's like the smoke clears and like everybody parts and moves at just the perfect moment. Your arrow just flies through the middle of it, like cinematically, and we'll just say it like plants itself right into his cheekbone. So the arrow is like sticking out of his cheekbone now, and just like
Fight me, Legolas.
flows with blood. All right.
Legolas would have done that with 3 arrows.
Yeah, I know. All right. Wow. The archer in second edition is really good. Roland. Crossbowie.
Well, the guy's dead, isn't he? That was going to shoot. So,
Nobody's dead.
oh, cheap.
Well, he's got an arrow in his face, but he's still alive.
Oh shit! Just put one in him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
surprise!
badass.
First, I
Not dead.
look down my sight and I go, oh, he's not dead.
No, he's just
D20.
really angry.
Oh, an 8, which becomes a
boo.
6 because I'm unskilled.
I'm not dead yet.
Okay, and then finally, Carcass, Tuctrin go rushing into the crowd. Now, You know what I will say is this, just to kind of give you a bit of a perspective. Now, they have all been attacking this ogre that's like, sort of at the center area. There are ogres on the outskirts. It's not like you can run right up to the leader and not have to run by a few other ogres along the way. So what's the plan, Tarkus?
I mean, I'm attacking the first one that I can reach because I can't run that far.
Oh, that's right. Short legs. What about long legs?
See, I was thinking of charging straight through because they're all surprised and just going for that one that's a bit fucked up because he got hit by the fire. But you make a very good point that I do that. I'm surrounded on my own. So, yeah, I'll just take on a different one to Tukdran and just stand toe to toe with it like a big Chad.
Awesome. All right. Are you going on your own? I'm sorry. Did you say you're going on your own one or fighting the same one as Tukdran?
A different one. I'm gonna try.
Okay, so you guys are just like doing a straight up, like old school charging right up into the action. Boom. All right. So go ahead and roll your attacks as they're surprised. They start fumbling, pulling out weapons, trying to get ready. Still fearsome, but this moment is critical for both of you.
Armor class minus no.
Oh yeah, you got it.
No, yeah, -5.
You guys are powerful enough that for the most part you're gonna probably hit ogres on.
It's D12 because he's a big boy, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. D12 plus 2. Let's go. 12 it is.
Booyah. All right, yeah. So you cut a deep slash into his meaty, thick flesh. You can just see popping out like muscle and just fat, which might actually improve his appearance. And so the creature kind of like looms over you, ready as it's trying to pull out its jagged, serrated blade.
I'd do a little dance and flourish my sword, like, come at me.
All right, what about Tukdran?
Same like I said, I'm just gonna attack the first one that I.
Go ahead, do your attacks.
I hit an AC 1.
Oh yeah, you're good. Like I said, it's good for you guys to miss these, really.
Yeah, and I did.
Are they large?
So that's 15 damage on my first attack.
No. Okay. Well, it's still alive, but you are bringing the pain.
Just a reminder of the different classes we're in. He said 15 damage on my first attack, whereas I did 16 damage as my maximum damage.
that was my maximum damage.
Oh, okay.
On it per attack.
Yeah. I also rolled a 20. So
I hit it. I might have missed, Rob. I hit an AC 5.
That's enough.
Oh.
What did you roll on the die?
I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you got to roll a 6 or higher. Your chances are pretty high.
And I rolled a 8 again on the damage. So, but that's on my second attack on my second weapon. So 14.
Yeah. So you rush in, and this massive hulking beast, for which dwarves have fought against larger than life monstrosities for the entire history of their people, and quickly Tukdran dispatches the first of the 13 ogres that stand in your way, falls dead at your feet.
Only 12 less, guys. Let's go.
So JB's second shot.
All right. I am just going to pick another one.
Well, you can still shoot the leader again. He's not in melee, and so you're not going to hit your friends. And
awesome.
You pick them out.
All right, then we will aim at him one more time.
Drop another 16. That's what
that's a 15. I'm going to hit an AC.
Yeah, that's good enough.
AC of 2. Okay.
I'll tell you.
Real quick, Rob. I actually did. I didn't hit an AC 5. I hit an AC 6 on that second attack.
Oh, you missed him then.
I missed. Yeah, I have a +1 against him, not a +2. My fault.
Oh man.
Then I rolled 5 damage.
So sorry.
Damage. Okay. Yeah. So you scare. Sorry, my brain doesn't work as well tonight. Yeah, you managed to sort of deflect an arrow off of its shoulder and add another cut to its ever increasing damages. And that does it for the round, if I'm not mistaken, right? The surprise round?
So?
Yes.
I think so.
All right, so let's do some declarations then. We're in the second round now. We're in the first full combat round. They are going to be acting as well. They are obviously roused and irritated. And let's see here. The leader actually recognizes Roland. Who's there?
Oh,
Point to Roland.
So they're not scared of him. They want the bounty.
Okay, so Rob, this is really important. Do the rest of us get a free action?
A free action?
I mean, they're all going for Roland.
No. Right, okay, so let's see. Declarations. Why don't we start with those that are right in the fray? In fact, why don't we start with you, Roland? You're not in the fray. You're still distant, but
he is the fray.
It does seem that the fight might be coming to you imminently.
Right. So I casually put my crossbow down and draw my two-handed sword, and just my bastard sword, but go two-handed and stack my shield. But I do it very casually as they're running. I don't charge or anything, and I'll just stand ready.
Who's holding the flame tongue bastard sword right now? Is that Tarkus? Yeah. You?
I think I took it.
Roland has it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have his skulled bastard sword because I returned my +2 to Verberbonk.
Your shield, yeah. And I had the shield back. That was
nice.
You
had the shield back.
Yeah. So I just
stand there. Roland stands upon. He gets pointed out by this 10-foot tall, massive, green, disgusting, now multiply injured ogre leader. Points out Roland, screams his name, and Roland, like a fucking boss, just pulls out his sword and just stands there as all these ogres begin to take motion towards him. All right, so let's go with Tucktrin next. What's up? What's Tucktrin up to? Just hacking away still?
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Okay. What about Tarkus?
Same again. More stabby because this is my 2 attack round.
Now, JB, the problem with what has just happened here is that Roland is near you. So all of the guys are running to Roland, yes, but also very uncomfortably in your direction as well. What's JB going to do?
Oh, well, I have tumbling, so I think I might be tumbling out of frame.
Is that what you were doing just now? You're like, yeah.
Yep, that was my Homer Simpson.
Okay, so you pull out of the way.
I'm going to be mainly, and, not just because it's a funny visual, but mainly because my strength is going to be missile weapons from afar. That really can't happen if there are 13 ogres or 12 ogres around me trying to kill the thing next to me, and probably me.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you need to say to yourself to make it feel okay that you're leaving your companion behind by himself. Oh no, I'm sorry, you're not leaving him by himself. You're leaving him with the frail wizard, Greyash. Speaking of, David, what's Greyash?
Are any of them still looking in our direction, or have they all turned to Roland?
Well, Greyash and JB and Roland were kind of all further back. And as I sort of described with JB, the unfortunate consequence of ogres going at Roland is ogres are now coming at you.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm casting a spell. Surprise. It's a spell.
Okay. All right. So then let's go ahead and.
Who'd have thought it from the wizard?
I know. I talk my stuff.
Somebody roll initiative for you guys then. Just somebody decide.
I got it.
Not it.
Dang, I should have asked Dom.
7. No, you didn't need to ask Dom.
7. Trying to kill us?
I go on 11.
I go on 9.
Okay. You guys rolled a 7? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Yeah.
10 I go on. Because I'm going two-handed and I've got specialization in two-handed.
I think I go on 8.
Yeah, that's right. If you're tumbling, that's right. Because with your dex bonus and everything like that. Yeah, so JB, you're first, actually. Go 8.
I'm last. 14.
Okay.
Typical Tuckrin. We're all
I've done
good.
this before. Let's see. All right, so I got dexterity. So I'm rolling a dex check to get out of the way.
Yeah, so what it also does, it's more than just getting out of the way. You will get out of the way. You can get out of the way anyway. They're not there to you. You beat them initiative. So you can get out of the way without incurring combat. But what tumbling will do is that if they don't give a fuck that you ran away and continue pass rolling towards you, you will have then a -4 to AC if they can not get at you.
Okay.
So yeah, you dive out of the way, shamelessly leaving Roland
Very shamelessly.
to their completely sold on the logic you have presented yourself.
Now, since I do have tumbling, does this give me a shot at the end or no?
No.
Can I take a shot at the end of the... Okay.
I
No,
also have tumble, but I
didn't
rarely use it. Yeah.
you have a -4 AC this whole round though, so like
Okay.
literally
Awesome.
anything attacks you. So it's like a really good defensive mechanism.
Yeah.
But
And
I
the GM
also like.
gives
I
you
will
grace
say
often.
I fully encourage you doing what you just did, which was you just thought it was a narratively appropriate thing to do and you did it. Like that's the way we should play the game anyway.
I kind of expect him to do that, to tumble away, become invisible, and then all of a sudden knives start appearing in people's throats as I'm fighting and stuff. That's what I expect.
Okay.
That's how we've practiced, or bow arrows or whatever.
So you said I have a +4 to my AC for the rest of this round. I realize that my AC is now -6.
That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. That's why you should consider that in the future if you're ever really getting fucked up.
Tuckrin couldn't even hit you right now.
All right, so that was at 8, at 9. Anybody?
9, I think.
Yeah,
I
great.
had +2 to my initiative. I cast a spell on myself that I haven't cast before, and begin to float like 30 feet up in the air or something. Like I can go higher, but I don't want to because I don't want to die.
Levitating?
So I go high enough that I think they can't hit me with their weapons.
All right, so they're like running at you, like literally. Because they're going to hit
just float up into the air about like 20 feet or something. 20
and it's
feet.
amazing too because they're right on your heels. They're going at 10, so they're rushing up, and like just as you're like they're getting closer and closer, they're right up in Grey Ash's face, and he finishes the last syllables of the spell and floats up as one like sort of takes a swing, hitting nothing but air as Grey Ash ascends into the really ascends above the green gloom below.
We got to remember this for the next time we're in a town, and we could probably start our own religion around that.
Does levitate require concentration, or is it just one and done?
Levitating itself doesn't require concentration, only the movement while levitating. So I can
you
stay
just hover
floating
up there and then just cast spells all night long.
That is the idea.
That's the plan.
Dirty, I love it.
All right, so that was at 9. Does anybody else go on 9? All right, 10.
I go on 10.
You go on 10. They go on 10.
Yeah.
And when I say they, ogres just go rushing at Roland. They see money. They see gold coins in their eyes when they look at Roland, and many are coming at Roland. I don't really think they're large, so there's only going to be so many that can really attack you. I don't know what that number is. I think it might be 4 is the max with large creatures.
No idea.
I think that's right. They're kind of crowding around you, fighting each other to get to Roland. Kind of. But go ahead, do your attack first.
Okay. Okay, that's an 8 from at +7. 15, so that's armor class 0.
Yeah, you got it for sure.
And just 2d8. 7 and a 5, so 12. 12 plus 8, 20.
Nice! You one-shotted him. Describe your kill, because this is a crazy moment.
Nice.
Okay. So I think I feint and go low, and then come up behind him and like a mad twirling chop and just behead him.
Awesome. Yeah, so he goes, I mean, all of these... I'm not going to say that there's fear in the eyes of the ogres, but the fact that a group of them charged at Roland and he immediately fell to them before they even reached.
Fucking brilliant.
Inspires a bit of at least a heartbeat to skip there. And then 3 ogres attack him because one of them is dead.
And my AC is now 1.
It's 1?
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
I have the same AC. But that's why we traded magical items about, so that we both had the same AC.
I upped
Or as
my
low as
speed.
possible.
Up my speed and DPS, like damage output.
You said it's 2? Your AC's 2?
1.
1. Okay. 1 plus 2, 17. AC 0 plus 2, 15. AC 2. All right, so only one of the attacks hits you. A rusty, jagged, what might be considered a broadsword, but it's no broadsword like you've ever seen, like amongst the humans, or even the half-orcs, the orcs, I should say.
It's a 2-person bloody sword.
Person sword, yeah. And wow, that's a good damage. So it's plus 6, 14 damage as the rusty blade cuts into you.
My leg.
My leg. I need that leg for walking. All right. Sorry, I don't know if my medicine's wearing off or what. All right. So that was at.
They all went on 10. That was the one. Me.
Yeah, there's some on Roland. Tucktrin has that guy on him because he didn't kill him, and so does Tarkus. So you're each getting fought by one of these guys. All right, so let's see what I call. Okay, so Tucktrin does. Let's see here. That go brain. 18, 20, -3, AC -3.
With their -4 to hit me, no, because I have a -4 against them.
Nice.
I'm an AC 0, and they have a 4 penalty against me.
Yeah, so like he's just like trying to chop at you, and like and Tucktrin's just like moving and perfectly suited to fighting these hideous monsters that he and his people have been fighting for generations.
So I missed by 1, then he missed by 1.
Oh, that's awesome. That's all. I mean, that was an 18 on the die too. It's a good roll. All right, so and Tarkus, the one on you just bash it away with your newly acquired shield. Are you using your shield right now?
Yes. I'm always speaking.
Yes. Okay, so you just bash it away with your newly acquired shield, and deflect it away easily, maintaining your air of superiority as you do so. That was at 10, 11.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey. So obviously swing at the one on me. AC 0.
Yeah, that'll do.
D12. 13 damage.
All right. Yeah, so in a sort of strange twist, you ran up to meet the ogres, and then you got into combat with one of them, and all of its companions just ran right by you, and you could see the leader, pointing and yelling. Roland, you knew that your friend was facing great odds right now. So you quickly dispatch the ogre in front of you, bringing the sword that Roland once wielded down upon him to kill it. And you see now, in front of you, is a pathway to the leader. Behind you is your friend Roland, surrounded by ogres. You'll have a decision to make. All right, so that was at 11, 12, 13.
Second attack.
Noise.
Like a glance as another one comes near me. Back it.
Okay, well, you have 4 on you, so.
That's a 6 plus 7, 13. I'm a class 2.
Oh, yeah.
Whew.
You guys will
Yeah.
hit ogres most of the time at this point.
5 and a 4. 9 plus 8.
17.
17.
This is the round I get 2 attacks, but I've already killed my dude.
It doesn't matter. You can attack another guy.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
You have 2 attacks?
Yeah, I get 3 every 2 now. Level 7.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still level 6. but I still get
Technically, it would be the end of the round. Roland just went.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No,
Yeah.
I'll
It was
wait
fine.
until the end.
Sorry, I just added my speed factor again. It wins. I didn't realise.
I like that too. We can do it that way as well. It's fine either.
Either.
That's actually more realistic, I guess, but it's also requires slightly more bookkeeping. All right, so but I want to get Tuxtron in here. So Tuxtron, you still got this one on you that you thought you had killed, but somehow you realized your axe had just jammed into a spot in its armor. He turned, thrusting you aside in your last confrontation. See if you can take him out this time.
I'm playing on it.
I believe
Swinging.
in you.
AC 3
Yeah, oh yeah.
for 15.
Oh yes.
I rolled 3 8s in a row on this new orange 8-sided die I have.
Awesome.
I know.
Shenanigans.
By 20, however, not as consistent.
Can't you get a D10 that does the same but the opposite way?
Yeah, yes. Now that'd be the trick.
Mega piranha damage. Yeah.
All right, so the ogre falls before Tuxtron a minute later than expected, but still dead. Tuxtron, you two, standing now beside Starkus, see the space between you and the leader. You stand before 2 bodies. The leader is there as well.
I have 2 more attacks. I'm going right for the leader.
You have 2 more attacks this round?
Yeah.
I was about to ask, do you want the glory of taking down the big boss? Because I can handle these with Roland, and if he needs any healing.
These are ancestral enemies. I just hack down the guy in front of me and then go charge at the leader.
Just
the biggest one.
bloodlust.
I'm just
Bloodlust.
exactly. I'm not even paying attention to what's happening. I'm just killing.
Do it now. Just do it.
That's just where I'm at.
Go.
15 plus 3, 18 minus AC minus 3.
Oh, yep, that'll do it.
But that's only 10 damage.
Okay. Well, he's still up, but he's really hurt. Covered in fire. He has an arrow sticking out of his orbital bone.
Yeah, and that one's a 19 on the die, so I know I hit with that. And that's 15 for my third.
Okay.
Yeah,
so simultaneous. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys can see the roll on that die there at all, but
Yep.
So he had delayed his action. You approach, and at the moment you come up to attack him, he simultaneously brings
It just crushes me. Yeah.
giant sword. He crushes down on you.
Well, that's gonna hurt.
Probably.
Yeah, a lot.
This is probably gonna.
There's a reason the enemies get -4 to hit Tuxtron. Because he's small.
Well, let me get a ruling on this. Would I double the plus damage on this? What'd you guys think, or no, or just the die?
Do you let us double the magic damage on the weapons?
I do, but not your strength. This doesn't say what it's referring to. I assume it's probably strength.
Well, unless he's got a magic weapon at strength, so.
No. Okay.
I've been doubling on a hit. I haven't just been doubling the dice.
Yeah, you can also double. You can also double the plus on your weapon.
Okay, I didn't do that before, so now
Yeah, I mean that's a
I
house.
didn't get that many 20s.
It's only like 1 or 2 damage each time, but it's a house.
It doesn't. Okay,
It adds up.
So, yeah, but the sword comes down crushing on you. It's let's see, it's 18 plus 7 is 25 damage.
All right, I take 25 damage. That hurts.
Brutal, but then also killed your opponents. Would you care to describe killing the leader of this particular band of your ancient enmity?
I run up to him just in like kind of a bloodlust. I just hack at him twice as he hits me, and he just slides to the ground as his sword slides out, off of my wherever he hit me, shoulder, wherever he hit me. Which I assume because he's so much bigger than me.
Yeah,
and he just falls down.
Go ahead.
And I just spit on him and say, "Join your evil brethren in death." My ancestors smile at your fucking bones, and I just run away towards the other guys.
Nice. Yeah, I imagine like in that bloodlust, that's why Tuktrin took such a vicious blow. He just opened himself completely up just to kill this motherfucker, and the creature is in fact dead. Does anybody? Tarkus still has another attack, right?
Yes. Are any of them hurt?
Well, one man and
yes.
set of porridge the other day, and the other August didn't like it, and his feelings are hurt.
So, there are 2 ogres that are hurt that are not going after Roland necessarily. They're not actually going after Roland. There were the 2 that were like kind of crouched over that body. They were working on the body, but they got hit by the fire cube. They're like over there. They seem to be kind of arguing with each other, like yelling at each other, and they're pulling this body, like that was lying on the ground, that they had been looming over, towards the opening of the door, like trying to get into the temple, basically. But as they're pulling the body, like pieces of the body are falling off, like, and they have to keep grabbing it. Like it seems to be like a hodgepodge of multiple bodies. But both of them have taken fire damage.
I'm more worried about Roland, so I'm just going to charge on.
Yeah, the ones on Roland. There is one that's damaged that's on Roland, but Roland is like surrounded, so like he's not. That one isn't really particularly accessible. But there's still. I mean, you got. So.
Well, I hit random one of ones next to Roland.
Okay.
And that's a natural 20.
Oh.
Nice.
No, that's rare for you, bro.
Yeah, it fucking is.
So wait, that's 2d8 double? 2d6.
It's D12 doubled.
D12 double. Come on, man.
And I rolled 2 on the die.
Oh, disappointing.
Well, +2 for the sword, so for 8 it is.
That is so sad.
Every time I roll a natural 20, my damage roll is piss poor.
So sad. That could have been epic. But it
could have.
28 damage. That could have been 28 damage. I'm surprised. All right, so that takes us to the end of the round. So you've enacted devastation upon these ogres, killing their leader. 1, 2, 3 of their group. 2 others are severely injured. They seem to be dragging themselves in to the temple. And then there are a number of them that seem blood. They've got a complete bloodlust, or I should say, really greed, the lust of greed, to bring the pain to Roland. So let's go ahead and do declarations again. Roland, Tarkus, Tuctrin.
Stab.
Stab, stab, stab. I assume.
Yeah.
What about JB Steel stuff?
We all noticed the two that are going towards the door.
Yeah.
I don't want them to alert anyone coming out of there until we're ready to go in and get them. So I'm going to fire at those two.
Nice one, Shadow Pope.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. That's what you're gonna do. And then what about Grey Ash?
Trying to magic missile the ones going to the door as well.
Okay, man,
because he's got a bird's eye view of the whole fucking battlefield.
So cool, right? So cool.
Magic missile's deeply underrated for sniping. Don't half snipe.
So good. It's also like a fucking wizard killer. Messes up spells like.
It literally almost killed the wizard last time.
All right. And all right. So then let's go ahead and Dom, give us a D10 roll, would you?
Just terrible. Okay.
I want one more round out of these guys.
Well, you're gonna get it because that's a 9.
Oh.
Oh God.
12.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna get it. I rolled bad too. All right.
I go on 14.
10. I think that's great.
I think it's 10.
Yeah.
Right.
So these are the two that you've hit before with the fire cube, and you know that one of them you really got dead on. The other one was more like on the edge. It seemed to have jumped out of the way and really only took like more of a glancing attack. So one of them is severely injured. The other one is less so.
I think. I'll go for the less injured of the two to make them both equally injured, I guess.
Okay. How many missiles do you get?
I rolled on my wild shape thingy and I get +2 spell levels. So I get 4 missiles.
Wow.
I'll do 13 damage with this.
It's like a 13.
13 damage.
Nice. Well, he's very fucked up now. You're just like, these missiles are just like firing. They're looking up now and they see you up there. You know, kind of people haven't really been paying attention to you or the ogres because, like, you flew out of the way, you know? The leader's dead. So they're sort of, but they're looking up at you and, like, you know, kind of like shielding themselves while trying to pull his body. That was at 9, 10, 11.
Oh, I think that's me. What was it?
Yes.
We rolled.
Rolled a 9.
Oh, it's +3, 12, sorry.
11, 12 then.
12 then.
12, I go at 12.
We saw first.
JB first, yeah.
All right. Well, so we had one. There was the more fucked up one that Grey Ash hit with the magic missiles. I'm going to aim for the other one.
Both of them are really severely injured at this point.
All right. Well, I'm going to aim for the one that Grey Ash did not aim for. Oh, come on! That is a 13. I don't know.
You hit.
Cool.
You did. I know.
Okay. Where is my D8? That is 5 damage.
All right.
Bunk.
They both have 1 hit point.
Yeesh.
Brings me quite a bit of amusement when that happens. All right, so yeah, so yes, you fire an arrow and you manage to, like, you know, strafe across one of the ogre's calves, and it stumbles down, but it continues to plod forward. He and his companion, the two of them, just sort of trying to get this body into the door, pieces again falling off, fighting off the magic missiles from above, but they're getting close to the door. All right, so that was at 12.
I get my melee.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so I want to take this round. Another one that's near me that might stray off.
You got one on you that you attack that is injured.
But they're just flooding in on me afterwards, isn't there? So it's always 4. Is what I'm imagining.
You have 4 on you right now, yeah.
Yeah. So I attack the one
said
who's
injured, not dead.
I attack the one that I'm wounded, yeah. Please, if possible. Or
Yeah,
if he's
sure.
already dead.
Do it. Yeah.
Did you? 13, that's definitely hit.
Yep.
2d8. 6. And an 8. 14. 14 plus, what was it, 8?
22.
Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, this guy was one big motherfucker too. You fought a few ogres in your time, and this guy was one tough, beefy motherfucker. But you cut him down like it was nothing. Roland, just in this moment, it's very clear to all of you, actually, how experienced that you've become. That you're fighting off these ogres, and they're just dying at your blade one after another after another. That was at 12. Anybody else on 12? 13?
Yep.
Okay.
13.
Got this one guy on you that you hit really, really well, but not.
And then I missed this time.
Are you sure? Look at this. All right.
AC 11. So yeah, I kind of missed.
Brutal. All right. That was at 13 then. 14. Okay. Those two ogres get into the temple.
16.
On 14, those two ogres get into the temple. And 3 will be attacking. 3 will be attacking. I want to say Lord Cass. 3 will be attacking Roland. Yeah, I'm definitely fading you guys. I'm doing my best, but I'm fading. Wow, a 6, a 7, and a 4.
I kick one in the groin.
Yeah, you're just like dodging around. Even if I give him a bonus from behind, like you're just moving around and like, I mean, the level of expertise on display, the swordsmanship, the prowess by Roland right now is really amazing to behold. All of you, I mean, Grey Ash is getting a bird's eye view. You're all sort of helping him, and he's just miraculously dodging every blow and cutting down any that comes to face him. That was at.
There's a reason there's a bounty on his head.
Yeah, 14 exactly. 15 and 16. Let's do it, Tuckton.
All right, so I want to chase after the 2 that ran into the temple.
Do it. All right.
I'm doing it.
You can catch them because actually they're moving slow because they're dragging this body. So you can kind of like, you essentially like charge after them, and that door is broken open. It's been broken open for a while. They're just a little bit inside the temple. Let's see. Actually, let me get there.
I'd say if you roll well enough, you could cleave both of them. They're on 1 hit point.
At least he's not rolling a d10, so it should be a
I wish
good roll.
cleave was a thing. Is cleave a thing?
Not in this edition. I don't think.
So sad.
Might be in the player's option books. All right, yeah, you catch up. So you run in, and they're just a few feet into the temple. They're not expecting you to chase after them by any means. So you burst in. You burst in the room. The doors were already open, and much to their chagrin, I don't know if they've noticed your mayhem that you've enacted on all of them. Yes, they've seen you kill the leader. There's fear in their eyes. Go ahead and make your attacks.
All right, so first attack is a 17 plus 5.
Just roll your other
attacks. It hit, yeah.
All your other attacks.
And then the other attack, that's only a 9, so maybe.
You still
That's a hit.
I don't get as many bonuses on the second attack.
If I hit on a 9, you hit on a 9.
AC 3.
Okay. Would you like to describe how you dispatch of these 2 ogres that you chased in?
It's just completely unceremonious. I just run in. I don't know what to expect in there. There could be more of them. There could be all kinds of stuff in there. I don't know. Because I'm laser focused on those, and I just run in and I just kind of charge into one of them, holding my axe in my hand, and just kind of run right into them and just kind of just push the axe into him, and then just look over to the side and just with my left hand just smack him with the other axe and just cut him down. Nice. Just kind of a bull rush and a smack, basically, just unceremonious.
And the body they're carrying falls to the ground. All right, so
unceremonious. What a great description.
That was at 14. So that's everybody, right? Everybody's gone?
I just had my second shot.
Oh, okay. Do your...
Ooh, what exactly is left? I've lost track of the
Roland
numbers.
is surrounded by dudes.
I mean, that happens, every Saturday night at the tavern.
There are still, believe it or not, there's still half a dozen ogres surrounding Roland.
6 around Roland. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Tarkus is in there. He's doing his thing. I mean, you saw Tuctrin take off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Tuctrin and ogres, so I don't worry about Tuctrin with the ogres. So I'm gonna turn around towards the half a dozen around Roland. I'm gonna just start firing at knees.
Okay, sounds good.
They're outnumbered.
There are a couple on the outskirts that you can actually hit without that are not in melee, so you can actually still take a shot at one of those. Go ahead.
All right.
Well, actually, there's technically one that is not in melee.
Well, we're gonna aim at him.
Yes.
That is 18. That is definitely gonna hit. 13 hits, 18 hits, and that is 6 damage.
Okay. Yeah, it hits right into his back. Kind of shrug. Obviously like in pain, but sort of shrugs it off. In fact, let's do this here. Does that take us through the round? That's everything, right?
That would be everything.
I'm gonna make a morale check. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a bonus because they're motivated by greed. Their leader is dead, and so is more than half of their number. So yeah. So JB, you turn. You fire the arrow into the back of the horn, and it kind of turns around to see you, to see where it came from. And it notices, you kind of survey the battlefield, and there's just ogre bodies, all around now. 7, well, there's 2 in the temple, but 5 dead around. The leader is dead. And you can just see, all of a sudden, the realization dawns upon this ogre that, in fact, although he and his companions are surrounding Roland, they themselves are actually surrounded by a very full other group. And what starts as just this one guy who turned around after getting shot in the back by JB turns into all of them realizing the peril that they currently face, and they try to escape, try to run away. So we're in the next round. Declare what you'd like to do. You can see that they're running. They're going to be running. Looks like they're running away.
Please say they're going to... Oh, I was going to say, please say they're running inside the temple and they just come face to face with Tuctrin.
No, they would effectively be running towards the...
I'm not that lucky.
Right. What we would call the, I guess you might say, western entrance. Kind of running up that road for that.
Drop the shield,
but I wouldn't call
sword
it
in both hands and just start
I
spinning in circles as a whirlwind. Kill everything that gets near.
Yeah, do you want to relentlessly try to kill them and fight them and chase them down?
Well, we all know Tuctrin's going to, so we have no choice.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna.
If they're running, will Tuctrin's little legs get him there in time?
We're gonna do this.
These are the important questions.
There's not. That's true, but we'll do this narratively. We'll say a couple managed to get away, but for the most part, you completely destroy this band of ogres.
I'm happy to buy into that hook.
Killed pretty much every one of them, and you clear everything out, and you eventually kind of all gather back in together.
I wipe ogre snot off my boot.
I slash
They
every
float
ogre
back
body's
down.
face with a scar that resembles Roland's.
Mm.
Dirty. Do it. Roland was here.
Yeah.
I gasp a bit and I look around as the party assembles. Like I look for Tuctrin specifically.
I immediately lay hands on Roland and cast a Cure Moderate.
And the second thing I want to do is take a look at the body parts that those two ogres were dragging inside the temple.
All right, I'm gonna get to that in a second. I want to give you guys some the treasure real quick before.
+9, Roland.
Thank you, brother. There's loads of like wounds on my leg, knit, and the blood staunches. Only small wound remains now. Kind of thing you've seen me trip over in the pub and it'd be worse.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here. What was it? Treasure types. What's that? M-U-S. Okay, that's nice. Well, let me generate this treasure for you guys.
Generic treasure generator.
I love that. I do love that.
John. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I do love randomly generated cash and treasure. It's totally lazy GM, brilliant.
Yeah.
Really. It's just too much to have to bother fucking watching down. Just what have they got? Click, done.
Does it randomly have random chance of throwing in rare shit, or is that just the thing that the DM goes, they might have had this, and throw in some rare shit?
No, it can have rare shit. Oh, annoying. Sorry, something weird happened, of course.
Wait a minute. Did I not pick that up? I didn't write it down. Shit, who took that? Didn't we have a Helm of Comprehend Language?
You had that, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I thought there was weird, like we weren't sure where it was going. So yeah, I understood everything they said when I finally realised they were there.
I'm not joking. I'm becoming a potaholic, man. I'm just gonna fucking rob all the pots.
Well, that technically means I don't need this tongue scroll that I've got in my pocket.
I'm gonna be annoying and say, while I have the opportunity, I'm gonna float up before floating down and get a view of this building from an angle we haven't seen before.
All right.
Top down.
Oh, that's a good fucking. That's good. That's good. Like a fucking drone view. There might be holes on the top, all the ways in on the top and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
All right,
there.
so guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm dying. I'm having a real hard time keeping up with what's going on right now. So we're gonna call it quits here. I'm gonna give you this treasure though, because you guys kind of lucked out a little bit. In that as you're sort of like, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to give you the treasure, and then I'm going to also describe to you the body. And something else that you find. So there is a number of, you find some small treasures on the guy. Like, each of the ogres have a small pouch. You find a little bit in there. But then you find in the wagon there is a small chest, and upon opening it you find it filled with gems.
Wow.
Hold on, back up. Let me make sure that it's not trapped. As I turn the treasure chest away from everybody. Okay.
I smashed the lid down on his fingers.
It's not trapped, but my pockets are.
Not trapped. Here, I'm going to put this. Actually, I should probably put this in Discord.
That was a good thought.
Yeah, I'll put this in Discord, but I'm gonna tell you guys. So, there's just all of these gems, and worth from 10 gold pieces up to 1,000 gold. Just going through them. I mean, there's black opals and there's a star ruby amongst it, but there's also like jasper and malachite and moss agate. Like there's a bunch of different kinds of gems. It's a huge of different gems.
What the fuck?
Then separately, you find I guess you might call it like a padded sack, within which are a number of stoppered metal flasks, potions, labeled potions. You ready for me to tell you what these are?
I've got my card ready to write them all down.
I'll put it in other thing as well. Ironically, oil of etherealness, filter of love, potion of delusion.
Fuck. Potion.
If we give that to Roland, does he become normal?
Potion of growth.
Give that the dwarf.
And finally, a potion of water breathing.
Yay! Off to the apothecary. Potion of water breathing. Okay.
So you're milling about with all these. Oh, and weirdly, I don't know why this is, but you find on the bother bodies, you don't really find a lot of treasure. You find 3 total gold pieces.
How much?
3 total gold pieces.
Dibs.
3.
So it's not much.
I throw that off the temple roof.
How'd you get up there?
I just throw it up.
Give him the grey ash.
You could donate it to the church. I'm right here.
And
Okay.
look at you guys. You're literally just throwing away gold at this point.
They are. I'm not. They can throw it away. I'll go pick it up.
Roland throws it away. JB immediately collects.
Maybe he's picking up coins that are like in the grass around the.
He didn't pick it up. It hit him on the back of the head.
And JB,
I tumbled. You didn't hit me. -6.
JB, you go over to that body, and you get the sense that they were trying to make a Roland, a body, like a Roland body, right? like a fake version of Roland. If you didn't know Roland at all, and you were to make a Roland based on like wild speculative description, and so you find him, and then while
we're trying to pull a fast one.
While you're searching though, like while you're over there and you're like, you know, looking through the bodies and you find several of these, there are these little sketches that many of the ogres have of a jawless skull. There's even some of them even have a little bit of like pigmentation of like golden color on it. Like these are being handed out to these ogres.
So they're looking for the skull that we have. The key, as it were.
I want to know who that fucking wizard was. He's like...
It's a shame none of them lived for us to bully them into telling us who their leader was.
Yeah.
There's always time for torture on the next session of the Temple of Elemental Evil.
Well played,
right, guys. I'm calling quits here. I did my best.
Throw XP into the chat later at some point before next game.
Oh yeah, I'll yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. I
can actually probably do it right now. Honestly, I just can't talk anymore. My brain is just like, you know, fried. My sitter's here until 9:30, so I still actually have a little bit of time. But
good return, though.
Yeah, Bob. Guys, thanks for playing. Thanks for sticking with me. I really have no idea how the session went. We can play next week if people can play. I'm available, so we can just.
I'm available.
I'm available.
Let me look.
Good session.
I should be available. I don't see why not.
Same.
Yo, all right, let's plan next week then, guys. Thanks for playing. We'll see you.
All right.
See you.
Peace, guys.
Take care.
Take
Later.
it easy.
Frank.
Later.